there, my scrappy friends. It is Melinda here with you, and today I am sharing my take on the August Craft Plus Challenge. I was over the moon excited when I received a message from Sandra. I was actually at the Brisbane Expo when I received the message, and she asked me if I'd like to be the K Plus guest designer for August. And I was so excited, and I immediately said yes. The challenge for August is be inspired by trees. Now, I have been struggling with my idea for a little while. I've googled trees, I found tree quotes, and I actually found an image, and it was advice from a tree. I'll insert the picture in somewhere in my video. I've done some journaling on the back of my page because the page that I'm doing is for my biggest boy, and it's this photo here that I'm scrapbooking. We've had a bit of a rough term too with him, and things are we're not really sure where things are at, but long story short, there's a learning curve coming for all of us, and we're not really sure where we're going to be in another week's time or another month's time, or how far down this journey will be, but things I think are going to change. I decided that I wanted to, like I said, there's journaling on the back. It is quite personal, and it is to him. That's why it's on the back of the page. And on the front, I'm going to put the quotes from a tree. I think I'll do it as a tag behind the photo or something, but I'll just read from the back here. So the advice from a tree is: stand tall and proud, go out on a limb, remember your roots, drink plenty of water, be content with your natural beauty, and enjoy the view. And it was just something that spoke to me when I saw it, because that's kind of where I want him to be. So that's my words of wisdom for him at this point in time. So I am going to do, I've sketched this out with my sketch pens on my Cameo, and as you can see, I have cut out a window here. My little photo is going to slip straight in there. Look at that face. And yeah, I'm going to do some watercolouring on the trees with these colour shimmer cubes from Colour Blast. I'm going to pop you on fast forward, and I will see you on the flip side.
That inspired this whole page, and that's the advice from a tree. So firstly, I'm going to apologise for all that background noise. I had warned my children that I was going to be doing a bit of a voiceover, and clearly they were having too much fun. But what I'm doing here, and I'd already sprayed those shimmer pots with some water to get them activated while I was talking through that first part. I did it before I started recording. And the best thing with those pots is to let them dry out. So take the lid off and then pop them somewhere safe where they can completely dry out. And yeah, let them completely dry so that they don't run the risk of getting moldy or anything. So mine are still sitting on my desk with their lids off. Lots of the other girls on the Colour Blast team have said that's how they store theirs as well. So what I'm doing here, I'm using the Colour Shimmer Cube. This colour is Leather. And I started off by really carefully going over each line because I wanted to add some highlights and some shadow details and that kind of thing. And then it kind of occurred to me that that was way more harder than I thought it was going to be on the first coat. So I've just put the leather on the whole tree. And here I've got a smaller paintbrush, and I'm just going in and adding some finer details just to add a bit of shadow. Now, you can see quite clearly in the video here that it is very shimmery. These products are absolutely beautiful. I think they are my new favorite go-to product. But you can see me moving the page a lot, and that's because the reflection of the shine made it really hard for me to see the lines that have been sketched with the sketch pens. So I did the best that I could. As you can see, I have fast forwarded this. This whole video all up was about an hour and a half long, and I think at least an hour of that was me doing this watercolouring. And I'm sure you don't want to sit there and watch me do that. So like I said, all I'm doing is going into where I think some of the shadows will be, and adding a darker line. And then if the line was like too harsh, I would go in with a bit more water and just blend the line out. So I'm working on the trees, oh, not the trees, the whole thing's a tree. Working on the leaves here, and I very quickly and roughly just filled in a bit of colour. I first used the deep water, and then I've used the apple of my eye, and just kind of let them blend together. I left them to air dry, and then in the grass, I've used the apple of my eye, and you can see I've just done a really quick coat over the whole lot there. And then I'm using the, sorry, it's not deep water, it's Envy. Envy is the darker colour. And I'm just using that again to add in some shadow detail. I'm just going over like where things would be darker, and then I'm just blending that out a little bit with the apple of my eye so it's not such a harsh line. If you do have any questions about colouring, I'm a Copic colourer, and I love colouring. And I have taken all my lessons with Elise at Kitten Clouder, and she is on Facebook, so I will provide a link in the description box below. But if you do want to learn how to colour, I cannot recommend her highly enough. So I left that sit for a few days after I'd finished painting, because I was undecided if I wanted to have the photo behind the tree or on top of the tree, and I couldn't decide. And I asked my husband for his opinion, and as always his opinion was the opposite of mine, and so I finally made a decision. My whole issue was that those two corners, it's way too harsh, like the lines are too harsh, and I decided that I was going to run with it behind and then kind of cover the corner up so it was softer. You can see I've added a little glassine bag there for my journaling, and there's a little tag tucked in there, and I'm just making sure that that's fairly well stuck down. I kind of decided, since he has a rainbow butterfly on his face, and just so that you're all well aware, he wanted his face painted like that, and I absolutely love that he loves life. He has an absolute zest for everything. Rainbows and butterflies are not out of his comfort zone at all, and I hope he never loses that. So I kind of embraced it, and I'm using flowers and butterflies. I thought it was quite appropriate. I've got these yellow vellum, they're 2-layer butterflies that I got from the reject shop, I think. And I just went, you know what, I'm going to use them. He's got a butterfly on his face. The yellow is a really nice contrasting colour, especially with the pink flowers. So I'm just going to run with it. And when the page was finished, I said to him, hey dude, does this look cool? He goes, Mum, it's awesome. And I went, really dude? And he goes, yeah Mum, awesome is better than cool. So that made my day. He likes it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but where I've just put that second butterfly, I've managed to smudge my finger through the leather colour shimmer pot there while it was still wet, and there's a smudge, but I think the butterfly works really well there. I'm denied about my title for quite a while, and I kind of thought maybe wood grain, you know, really go with the tree theme, and then they kind of blended in too much. I pulled out a couple of other options, but I ended up going with these Tim Holtz little black tiles, and I'm just titling this page My Darling Big Boy. He saw the layout finished the other day, saw all the writing on the back, and said to me, Mummy, what does all that say? And I read it to him, and it was way beyond where he's at the moment, but that's okay. He knows it's there, and one day I'm sure he'll read it. I decided I wanted to add in a bit more, a few little speckles of black, and I found these black rhinestone gem things. I really like them, and just added a few here and there. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, it needs something else. It really needs something else. So I decided I was going to mount it on, this is an ombre paper. It goes from a really light faded yellow to a darker yellow, and I really, really love it. I think it just finishes the page off nicely. I chose yellow because of the butterflies. And then I kind of went, I thought about machine stitching, but I was inspired by the incredibly talented Melissa Struss, and decided to do some hand stitching. So I've stitched all the way around the border, and I'm using an ombre yellow thread. So I super sped that up and didn't make you watch the torture of that. And you can see here I've cut most of this out, but I've put in 3 cross stitches along the tree trunk and the photo. Now, does anyone else notice what I've just done? After I've stitched everything, I've gone to pull out my tag to add my advice from a tree, and guess what? I stitched straight through the tag. Well done, Melinda. Well done. But that's the stitching all finished. I did have another tag that I was able to swap it out with, and this is it here, and that's just the advice from a tree that I've written out for him. He kind of laughed when I read that to him. He was like, "What, Mum? You're crazy." I decided, so because I hadn't stitched there and I hadn't put much glue near the edges, I just went back in and made sure that was stuck down. I'm going to add some splatters. I kind of wanted a whimsical kind of magical kind of thing happening, and I'm really happy with how this page came out. I really love it. So yeah, and I'm just using the blush colour shimmer pot for that as well. These colours are absolutely beautiful. I love them. I can't remember what else I do. I only did this, finished it yesterday or the day before, and I can't remember. I know I add some sequins. And here are the sequins. I picked these up from the place where I get my monthly tape refills, Create by Me Studio. It's absolutely beautiful little sequin mix. I'll see if I can find it to tell you the name of it. The one that I'm using is Cosmopolitan. It's absolutely gorgeous. These really light peachy pinks and a matte gold and like a whitey colour that kind of is holographic, and there's a pop of black. So I'm just sprinkling those throughout my couple of clusters as well. I did just sprinkle them and kind of hope for the best when they landed. I'm surprised that I've left all of this in for you. I would normally cut it out, but that's okay. Get to watch me place all my sequins. Lucky you. It's your lucky day. Oh. So today it is only very early in July, so this won't be going live for another month. But this challenge was, I love the Craft Plus challenges because they always challenge me. They always make me step outside of my comfort zone, and I have to try something new or different. This challenge stumped me, like big time stumped me. But I am super happy with what I've done. It was some part of my therapy, I think, dealing with what we're going through with my big boy at the moment. So there's a lot of love in this page, a lot. So yeah, I'm just using my fine liner to stick all those down, and my silhouette pick me up tool. That thing's awesome when you remember to use it. I think I'm going to slide my tag back in and give you some close-ups. Tara and Imogen, this is just for you because I know you love it. Have a fantastic scrappy day, and I shall see you again very soon. Make sure you head over to the Craft Plus blog. I will leave the links below. Make sure you head over and join in on the challenge this month. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!